What's up my sugies, Ashley here, and in today's video we are going to be doing a DIY video on my Pottery Barn inspired pumpkins. I have gotten so many questions about these pumpkins, what I've used in the step-by-step process. I decided to make a video showing you exactly how I do it. I also show you the end result and how I style them for the fall season, so if you're interested in seeing this video, then just keep watching. All right, you guys, we are starting off with some black paint and a ton of baking soda. The reason that I love this project is you can utilize any pumpkins, really anything that you have, even if it's old. I will say using clear glass is a little bit tedious. You just have to give it a little bit more time to make sure you're layering them up and then giving a lot of texture with extra baking soda. So as you can see, I went in with a really fine brush here and not my regular acrylic brush that I use because of the glass. I just wanted to make sure I was making it as opaque as possible. So you will see throughout this video, I am doing multiple layers, like I said, with the baking soda and the paint, just to give it an opaque finish so it's not see-through, as well as tons of texture because the glass is super smooth, unlike the other pumpkins that do have a lot of pre-existing texture. So I'm going through, I'm putting in a nice heavy layer. Again, there were a lot of nooks and crannies in this one. It is kind of like that cracked glass, so it did take a little bit of extra time, but I love the way it turned out at the end. This is layer number 2, and as you can see, I'm making it even thicker with that baking soda, giving it lots and lots of texture and dimension. And you can also note in the background, the other pumpkin is completed and I just dusted it with flour, and that is the amount of flour that I use, which it is a little bit heavy, but that's what I like, and you will see at the end how it comes off. That's why you use so much flour. Next up, I am going over these orange pumpkins, and I'm probably gonna have to redo them a third time just because this was the first time I actually did this project and didn't know the exact process in which I needed to do things, including putting the flour on before the paint is dry. So, as you can see, when I dusted the flour off, it left almost none. So I went through again with new paint, which was a little bit too brown. Hence why I'm gonna have to do them a third time, and then was able to get the flour part correct by putting the flour on when the paint is still damp, and that gives it that beautiful finish. So I got a great finish this time, but not the right color. So the third time's charm, we will eventually get it right. But I just wanted to show you how this process works, how much I'm using, and the process in which I'm dusting it off, because I think that's really important. I also would like to note that the color that you see might be pretty, but keep in mind it's going to be very different when you put the flour on top of it. So I would do a little test run, make sure you're comfortable with the entire process, and then go in and do your pumpkins. Also make sure that once you get that color that you love, you are making enough paint and enough of the amount of paint in order to cover all of your pumpkins, because you don't want to go through all that getting that perfect color and then not have enough paint to cover all of your pumpkins. And here we are going in with the third coat of baking soda and paint, and you can now see the texture and dimension coming through, and I'm so glad that this angle with the lighting is able to depict that, because I think that's so important, and I think that's what makes these look so beautiful and unique, because you have layer upon layer upon layer of the baking soda, the paint, the flour. It just really all melds well together and gives a really beautiful, unique finish. And here's a really short clip showing with that soft brush how you can delicately brush away the flour, and then if you get a little bit more aggressive, you can kind of push the flour into the paint if it's still damp, giving it a different finish, in which some areas will be really nice and bright with the flour, and then others will be a nice contrast of the darker color because you are kind of pushing that flour into the paint. And here is the finished product. This one probably is my favorite. I just love all of the different tones of black and gray that came out in this. I really was shocked to see how gray it is, and it just goes to show when you do it correctly and put the flour on when it's still damp, it will not come off. And here is the other one. This one did turn out with a different texture because the actual pumpkin is different. It was pre-existingly like a wood, like a plastic wood with lots of really deep divots. The paint was able to really get in there and add a lot of extra depth, and I love the way that the finish came out. Next up, we have my Pottery Barn pumpkins that I'm probably going to be redoing for a third time. I do like them. They're not bad. I just feel like I want it to be a little bit more orange and less brown. And then last but certainly not least, this is an old one from Target. It was a ceramic one, and I love all of the different patches of darkness throughout the pumpkin. Let me know what you guys think. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I will put all of the information in the description box down below. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that post notification bell so you guys can be notified every time I upload new videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.